and even legislation.
Don't tell me what I need to do.
Right. Well, don't tell me that I need to give my details when I know that I don't.
Thanks to Forced Awakenings for letting us cover and break down this police audit. Make sure to subscribe to his channel and like his videos. His link is in the description below. An auditor is filming a public building. A council enforcement officer approaches. Innocent start, right? Watch what happens when she demands his details for public safety. This matters because there's zero legal power here. No crime, no suspicion, just curiosity. But when a police officer arrives, the tone shifts fast, and that's where the real problem begins. But when one officer spots the camera...
No, not at all, thanks.
I'm just wondering what you're doing.
I've just explained to one of the civic enforcement officers I'm filming.
What are you filming?
Anything I can see from public.
Right, and is there a reason behind that?
It's for a story.
Right, okay. Can I take your details, please?
What would you like my details for?
Because obviously in the interests of public safety and everything like that, when somebody is out filming and having a look around public buildings,
right,
we have a duty of care
right.
to check you out.
What, a duty of care to whom?
To the general public.
I'm part of the general public?
Yes.
I don't have to give you my details though.
Right, I can just get other people.
Well, other people, I'm still not obliged to give you my details.
I'm asking because
I'm
at the
refusing.
moment, I don't know whether you are committing any criminal offences in this area.
I'm certainly not.
This gentleman is out filming and is pointing up, looking at all the cameras, and obviously in light of...
Identify the cameras up there?
In light of...
I'm not filming that.
I'm not accusing anybody of being a terrorist, says the officer. Then why mention terrorism at all? He's trying to manufacture reasonable grounds after the fact. Let's be honest, this is textbook post hoc justification. Filming a council building isn't suspicious. The law doesn't bend because you feel uncomfortable. The officer's already losing this argument, so watch him pivot. And this is where the officer crosses the line.
I'm filming up there. I was filming up there when this lady approached.
What's the issue?
There isn't an issue.
I'm just wondering why he's filming public buildings.
Yeah, why?
I'm perfectly entitled to film anything I can. Hang on, wait a minute. I'm perfectly entitled to film anything I can see from a public place, including council buildings that are owned by the public.
Okay, we have concerns about public safety.
And your concerns are?
We don't know who you are.
That's
and what
not a concern.
Links it is.
It isn't.
In the day and age that we are in.
Are you accusing me of being a terrorist?
I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but
do you have reasonable suspicion to believe that I'm up to anything other than?
I don't know what you're up to.
Go on to Google filming in public. And even legislation.
Don't tell me what I need to do.
Right. Well, don't tell me that I need to give my details when I know that I don't.
I'd like you to move away from this area, please. Otherwise,
you need a section 60. You need to remove somebody from an area without probable cause. You'll need a section 60.
Well, I'm concerned for public safety and what you are doing in this area.
Well, I've told you what I'm doing in this area.
Well, you need to move away from here now.
Right.
Please.
Well, I'll move to the other side of the road if that's all right.
You've obviously got nothing else better to do with your time, have you?
Well, that's not your concern. What I do with my time is nobody's concern but mine.
Fair enough.
Okay. Can I ask you to identify yourself? You haven't got any numbers on your epaulets?
1000.
1000. And name?
Sarah Bainbridge.
And yours?
2629. You're also on body cam.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'd like you to move away from this area, he orders. No Section 35 dispersal order, no breach of the peace, just ego. The auditor knows his rights. You need a specific legal power to move someone from public land. This officer doesn't have one. But instead of backing down, he doubles down. Listen to what he says to his own body cam next. You won't believe what he says next to his own body cam.
And you're based here?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, I'm based out of Darlington.
Right, okay, excellent. Hello there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hello.
This gentleman is filming. He's now refusing to give any details, and
I'm not obliged to.
I can't understand why he's out filming buildings, council buildings, refusing to give any details in light of the incidents that we're having around the area at the moment.
And those incidents, whatever they may be, no concern of mine, nothing to do with me.
But I don't know who you are, and I can't check you out.
Well, you don't need to.
Yes, I do, because I have a duty of care to the public.
I'll tell you what it is, right? It's anti-terrorism.
There's no terrorist threat At the moment,
But I don't know who you are.
What do you mean there's no terrorist threat? At the moment, we're still on high.
there's no terrorist threat at the moment, and nor has there been over the past 5 years towards any public buildings.
That's a lie, because there was one yesterday actually.
Was there? Well, I wasn't aware of that.
Well,
where was
there
that?
you go.
So where was
we
that?
don't know.
So here.
Yes, it was actually.
Right.
Yeah,
And there's one to the council offices as well.
Right. In Darlington.
By an unknown male.
Right.
There was a bomb hoax yesterday.
Was there?
At 11 o'clock yesterday, yesterday morning.
Right.
By an unknown male at one of the council buildings for us that could possibly be you.
Right. Well,
Well,
that's nothing to do with me. No
That's
concern
why
of mine.
How do we know that?
Well,
It's just
were
my
they
harassment
were they
of
were they
yourselves.
stood outside with a mobile phone?
Look, we're not getting into this.
Well-
I am now asking you to leave the area because I feel that you,
On what grounds?
because you are
No,
alarming the public.
No. Which section of the law? You give me the section of the law, I'll quite happily move.
You just need.
Beg your pardon? I'm just a...
I never said one word.
You liar. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm not going to talk to anybody.
It's alright, because we're filming you as well.
That's fine. It's public.
Just stand
It's
here
perfectly
until you
okay.
move out of the
It's
way.
okay, perfectly okay to film in public, which is what I was explaining to your colleague.
Right.
I'll just stand here.
You can stand there as long as you want.
I'm now asking you to leave because I feel. Because he feels? That's not a law, that's a tantrum. The auditor calls him out perfectly. Name the section. Silence. No grounds means no detention. No suspicion means no power. This officer is trying to police a vibe, not a crime. And once the auditor refuses to self-incriminate for nothing, watch how quickly the story changes again. Will the officer back down or double down on his mistake?
So apparently there was a bomb hoax yesterday in Darlington. I didn't see anything in the media. However, it might just have been overlooked. The architecture on those buildings is quite similar to those ones. And that's 1903. It doesn't say on the front of this building when this was built. But the architecture, like I say, is quite similar. I know it used to be a school, and could have been stalked by an officer.
You gave me your details, and I could
Right, so
be happy that there is nothing
my details
untoward.
won't give you any other information.
I would like to check you out so that I am happy that I can leave you unattended on the side
You
of
can.
the road.
You've got no actual reason other than curiosity as to why I'm filming to be stood here
I want
asking.
to know who you are
Well,
to
I
make
don't-
sure.
I don't have to identify myself, and you're well aware of that. I know the law just
Right,
as much
very
as you.
shortly, I will to prevent a breach of the peace.
You can't prevent a breach of the peace
can prevent
if
a breach
none
of
was
the
going
peace.
to take place. I'm not breaching anybody's peace.
I have colleagues and members of the council staff who are very concerned about why you were out here filming in light of the incidents
I'm
yesterday.
filming a story. I'm not filming in light of those incidents.
Well,
Those incidents
until
weren't
I
even
can-
known to me until
I
you made
can
them aware.
Prove or negate either way. All I want is your details to make sure that
You are detaining me, the auditor says correctly. Because being told you're not going anywhere is false imprisonment without lawful power. The officer then threatens to follow him. That's not policing, that's harassment. The legal threshold isn't, I don't like your camera, it's reasonable grounds. They never had any. The damage is done. But here's what this officer still doesn't understand. But the damage has already been done.
that no members of the public are of threat
They're
by
not.
you. Well,
My details wouldn't give you any more information about that.
people tell me every day
Well,
how good they are.
I'm not saying hang on, I'm not saying I'm good. What I'm saying, I'm not denying either way.
Everybody says all the time with interactions with the police. It wasn't me.
That's because
I'm no threat.
That's because your interaction, instead of accepting what I'm doing is perfectly legal, is to cite laws that don't exist. Say that
cited a law that doesn't
you
exist.
told me that you were going to move me. You can't move me without that section, without the powers under a section.
I have reasonable grounds to believe you.
If you're asking me to move,
Yes.
right, and you can state me a section of the law, I'll move quite happily. That's a perfectly reasonable request.
It's fine because we've got supervision
do you
coming in.
understand what the current levels of threat at the moment?
Right, if there has
You know
been,
what the word evident means, I'm sure you do. You seem like an intelligent
if there
person.
has been a threat yesterday of some sort, then yes, I can understand.
Right. So now you understand.
But I wasn't aware of that until you told me.
Right.
And
So now that's why we need your details.
well, you don't need my details.
Yes, we do.
So do you have the details whoever it was who you spoke to
Do
yesterday?
you know what's going to happen, right? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to end up getting arrested.
For what?
Right? Listen,
For
we're
what?
speaking to our supervision at the moment, okay? Based on the current threat levels and the incident that happened
now we'll
yesterday,
get an
that
order out.
ended up getting seized, okay, under the terrorism laws, okay?
Your body cameras will also be made public knowledge to me, and I'll use them.
That's fine. I want to know.
I just
we wanna
can't
know
see
who
why
you
you're
are.
being
Well,
so obstructive. We'll
I'm not
come
being
along.
obstructive at all.
You are being
I'm
You
not
are.
obliged. No, there's no obstruction because I'm not obliged by law to give you
Well, that's fine.
unless
You
you
can fight that in court then.
unless you
Yeah.
reasonably assume that I don't need to because it wouldn't go to court.
Well, you're being
You'd be looking at a lawsuit.
You're being obstructive. I don't care.
I'm not being obstructive at all.
care.
Refusing to give my details when being asked is not an
Listen,
obstruction.
You've asked for our details, okay?
Because I'm, as a member of the public,
Yeah.
and you've been civil servant, you are legally obliged to give me those details upon request.
You've obviously got nothing else better to do.
Well, but that's my concern, not yours.
Sitting there reviewing Google, do you know what I mean, and getting yourself up to speed on local current laws and stuff. No, that's fine, right? But you're going to be the one that's going to end up in a sticky situation.
Intimidation and threats from the local police.
Until I feel that you do not pose a risk to the general public, I will remain with you here.
If I was stood on the other side of the road without a camera, you wouldn't have approached me. It's purely because I'm filming. Filming is a perfectly legal activity.
Because we don't know why you are filming.
But I've told you why I'm filming, for a story.
A story for what?
For YouTube, for my blog.
Right, so who are you? If
I
you-
don't have to identify myself. And you're well aware of the law regarding identification, stop and search powers and procedures.
It's fine. At the moment, my colleagues are on to senior officers so that we can have a power of stop and search.
No arrest, no search, no details given, because none of it was lawful. This officer tried to use current threat levels as a magic wand, but threat levels don't override PACE. No suspicion equals no power. Full stop. The auditor won by knowing his rights. If you've ever been stopped for nothing, remember this: filming isn't suspicion. Refusing to answer isn't obstruction. Hold the line. What would you do if this happened to you? And as always, if you learned something new in this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned. This is Accountability Audit UK. We're holding power to account. This video provides transformative commentary and legal analysis of publicly available UK police audit footage, originally filmed by Forced Awakenings, used under fair use principles for educational critique and accountability journalism.